agriculture is a type of agriculture that focuses on producing long-term crops and livestock while having minimal effects on the environment. This type of agriculture tries to find a good balance between the need for food production and the preservation of the ecological system within the environment. In addition to producing food, there are several overall goals associated with sustainable agriculture, including conserving water, reducing the use of fertilizer and pesticide, and promoting biodiversity in crop growth and the ecosystem. Sustainable agriculture also focuses on maintaining economic stability of farms and helping farmers improve their technique and quality of life. Tillage is divided by two types, which is conventional tillage and conservation tillage. This topic will discuss more about the difference between the conventional tillage and conservation tillage. To get sustainable agriculture, the farmer should use conservation tillage.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our program Agro News. As we know, Agro News is the platform where we share information and knowledge about the sustainable agriculture. On this episode, we will discuss about sustainable agriculture, conservation tillage. Now, we will see a group of students that will discuss about our topic for today. Let's check it out.
Soil tillage is defined as mechanical or soil steering centered on the soil. The purpose for the soil tillage is modifying soil condition and root crop development while suppressing seed germination, minimize soil erosion, and hence adequate soil moisture.
So, if you want to know, there are two types of soil tillage. The first one is conventional tillage and the second one is conservation tillage.
Okay, so now I will explain to you about what is conventional tillage. Conventional tillage is also known as intensive tillage. Comprises all tillage types that leave less than 15% of crop residue on the soil surface after the planting the next crop, or less than 1,100 kg hectare of small grain residue throughout the critical erosion period. There are some advantages and disadvantages of conventional tillage. For advantage, it can reduce the compact of soil. For second, it can enhance the antagonist agent in the soil. And lastly, it's very suitable for poorly drained soil. Okay, for the disadvantages, firstly, it will make soil become erosion. Next, it will reduce the soil moisture. And then it will use high fuel and labor costs. And lastly, it will destroy soil structure.
Okay, do you know about the conservation tillage? Okay, if not, I will explain more detail about the conservation tillage. Conservation tillage and conservation agriculture are the collective relative term that commonly used for the no-tillage that denote to the inclusive practices have the conservation goals of the some natures. Okay, the conservation of agriculture also for enhance the soil carbon and it will associate with the environmental benefits. The conservation also will give the largely impact on the organic matter. For further information, let's meet with my friend to share about the advantage and disadvantage of the conservation tillage.
Thank you, Wani. Now, I'm going to share about the advantages of conservation tillage. Conservation tillage, and particularly no tillage, has numerous benefits. Some of them are improved crop production economics, increased soil organic matter, improved soil quality, reduced labor and machinery costs, and lastly, reduce soil erosion. However, conservation tillage also have several disadvantages. First, risk of crop failure when inappropriate no-tillage tools, weed and pest control measures are used. Next, new machinery required. Because no-tillage are relatively new technique, different equipment has to be purchased, leased or hired. Next, alter availability of nitrogen because of decomposition and mineralization of organic matter. Lastly, pesticide and fertilizer are more difficult to incorporate.
For the soil conservation tillage technique, the essential basic requirement for conservation tillage is not turn soil upside down. More or less residue of the previous or cover crop remain on the soil surface depending on working depth and intensity. Okay, the most prominent characteristic of this tillage type is the reduction of cultivation intensity and omission of soil turning. The soil protecting effect of the crop residue reduce erosion risk, improve structural stability and trafficability, limits compaction while reducing operation costs. Residue management is a key element in successful conservation tillage.
There are 5 types of conservation tillage. Firstly is a no-tillage. Second is a marked tillage. Third is a striped tillage. Fourth, zone tillage, and fifth is the ridge tillage.
No-tillage is the extreme form of conservation tillage resulting in minimal disturbance to the soil surface. No-tillage involves planting crops directly into residue that hasn't been tilled at all. The technology is generally used in large-scale agriculture crop cultivation system because large machines are required for planting. A typical no-tillage machine is a heavy implement that can sow seed in silt 2 until 3 cm wide and 4 until 7 cm deep, and also apply fertilizer in one operation.
Ridge tillage involves planting seeds in the valleys between carefully molded ridges of soil. The previous crop residue is cleared of ridge tops into adjacent furrows to make way for the new crop being planted on ridges. Maintaining the ridges is essential and requires modified or specialized equipment.
Mulch tillage techniques involve disturbing the soil between harvesting one crop and planting the next, but leaving around a third of the soil covered with residues of the seeding. Implements used for mulch tillage techniques include chisel, sweeps, and field cultivators.
There are many types of crops that implement the conservation tillage, such as paddy, maize, oil palm, vegetable crops, and so on.
As a conclusion, we know that every crop have a different types of tillage, either conventional tillage or conservation tillage. So, the farmers must have the knowledge about the tillage to increase the profitability and to maximize their production. That's all from us. Thank you. Okay, that's all for today. I hope all of you gain some information and knowledge about our topic today. See you on another episode. That's all from me, Lukman, Agri News. Bye-bye.